Today I was cleaning out our fridge to make room for Thanksgiving stuff, and this was our last meal prep of the week. We made some of these last Sunday, so I'm going to show you everything that was inside. If you listen close enough, you can hear the sweet coos of Princess Sophia. So this has been in here for a week. I'm surprised everything still looks good, but we've got some cucumber, some carrots, which these I dip in ranch. If you can make your own ranch, that's going to be optimal. It's pretty simple. You just need like ranch seasoning, sour cream, mayo, and buttermilk. And then these little tomatoes are bussin' AF. I love these. What's up, Sylvie? What's up? That's so annoying because my phone started lagging. Anyway, okay. So we've got some provolone cheese and a big pile of ham. So Anna actually makes me get it shaved, and if I don't get it shaved, she like refuses to eat it. But yeah, that is a meal prep. My favorite way to eat this stuff is, like I said, the cucumbers and carrots with ranch. The egg is just heavily salted. And then I kind of combine all of this. So I'll just like tear a little bit of ham, a little bit of cheese, a tomato. If you want to add some like spicy mustard to it, you can. And yummy, yummy. All right, so let's move the camera and eat some of this. What's up, Rusty? To the selfie stand. I got this container at Walmart. It was like, I think $17 for 5 boxes. Sophia is doing awesome. She's been getting so good at talking lately. Jazzy, she's getting so big that today we had to go to Target and get bigger bottles. So we've been giving her 4 ounces at a time, which she still eats 4 ounces a time most of the feeds, but sometimes she'll drink 6, usually at like 7 or 8 before we put her down for the night. And then around that time, she sleeps basically 12 hours, except she wakes up around 4 or 5 or 6 to do one feed, and then she's right back to sleep. So we are almost like at a 12-hour bedtime, and who knows what's going to happen at the 4-month sleep regression or whatever, but we're kind of enjoying it now. It feels like a miracle every time she goes to sleep, and it's like an hour past, 2 hours past. It's 4 a.m. She still hasn't woken up. It's literally hard to believe. What happened to the A on the pumpkin pie video? All right, I'm going to eat some of this. Oh my God. Yeah, guys, it's incredible. Do you ever use cup for cup? What does that mean? I love feeling the tomato explode in my mouth. The pumpkin pie video is my next project. Jazzy, you're gonna love it. It's one of the easiest keto desserts ever. So I was going through my old videos of like, what have I posted in the past few years? And I found that one, and I was like, I'm gonna make a crust, and we're gonna make a recipe video for the pumpkin pie with a keto crust. But then I was like, man, I don't have the effort to make a crust, and it's my job to make recipe videos. So the average person like you and me who's just like hanging out here, we are not in the mood to make a crust as well, you know? There are other pages that make more big recipes like that, but I wasn't in the mood to make a crust. But you can. Just Google keto crust recipe. Yes, and the whipping cream makes it so good. They have a zero sugar whipped cream that you can get at most grocery stores. Specifically, Walmart will probably have it. A pre-made keto crust. What a great idea. Karen says, I prefer no crust. So if I'm eating like all the carbs, right, I don't prefer no crust, but the crust is definitely my least favorite part. If I'm eating like a pecan pie, the end part with like all the crust on the edge of like the big crust, I don't like that, but I like the little bit on the bottom. Do you limit yourself on Thanksgiving? So last year, totally not. I had like 3 days just like all out carb fest. And then this year, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to try. So I don't really recommend counting calories for the average person, but I downloaded MyFitnessPal and I just started kind of logging what I've been eating. Not to like lose the 15 pounds like in 2 weeks or anything. I'm not even trying to do it to lose weight. I just want to do it as like an experiment so I can just have the perspective of what it's like to calorie count. And I've came to 2 conclusions already. So the first thing I noticed is there's this, and keep in mind, this is the first day or 2. So while I might be really motivated now, I may just hit a point 3, 4, 9 days from now where it's not the case anymore. But what I noticed on the first day was there are so many instances where I'm in the kitchen, I want to snack on something, but I'm just too lazy to log it. So I'm like, I'm not going to snack on anything. I'm not even that hungry. So that's the number one benefit is like, you will find if you have to log everything you eat, most of the time you feel like eating, you don't feel like eating so much that you're willing to log it. And that's just a clear sign that you're not actually hungry. It's more of an impulse towards just stuffing your face, which I have the most impulse to do. And then the next thing I learned is kind of the con to tracking what you eat. And this is, if I eat too much early into the day, right? And this happened last night, and it's like 7 or 8 p.m., and I have 400 calories left, and I still feel hungry. I'm going to have a really, really hard time. Sophia's not having a good time. But I'm going to have a really hard time continuing to stay on track and stay under that limit, because I feel too anxious about only having like 400 calories left. So at that point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just done with this, and then I'll eat too much. So the pro is it makes you more mindful of like what to eat and what not to eat. And the con is that if you hit a point where you feel too restricted, you might just say screw it and overeat. But it's not as bad as I thought it would be, like that idea of hitting a limit, saying screw it and eating, because you're not going to binge on like 3,000 calories at the end of the day if you're already eating like 2,500 and you're just kind of upset about not being able to eat an extra 300. It's just like, I'm still learning, but the cons aren't as bad as I always thought they were, because any other time I tried to restrict myself, I was on a high carb diet, and your hunger hormones are just out of whack. So it's probably way harder to even track if you're on a higher carb diet. But that was kind of my experience. So I'm not advocating that you guys do it unless you just like are really advanced into your keto journey and feel like you have the power to really sit there and log everything you eat and not feel too restricted and not be triggered to binge. So just be mindful if you're going to consider doing it. But I got distracted. I was like worried about Sophia for a second. She's been spoiled this weekend hanging out with all of Anna's friends. She's just been getting held nonstop. But all right, guys, I'm going to get off here. So I will see you tomorrow. I might make a green bean casserole either as a reel tomorrow. Somebody said, sounds like you're a little obsessed with your eating and weight. Gina, not at all. Tracking calories for me is like an experiment that I'm doing. I've, for the past 3 years, been Keto Snacks, the person who says, tracking is bad, don't do it, it will make you binge, don't weigh yourself every day, it will discourage you. So I still believe that the average person shouldn't do that. I've just hit a point in my keto journey where it's easier to do these things, like once your eating habits and your relationship with food is just at a better place, you know? If you're starting out like I was 6 years ago, your relationship with food is probably not at a good place. But once you get it there, you have the freedom to really like get your health under control. It's about health, you know? It's not about, oh, I want to have this like chiseled physique. That will never happen for me. But I do want to be healthy, and that's kind of what this is all about. It's just about what's going to make me feel the best. And mental health, like physical health, it's all one and the same. So, all right, guys, I love you. I believe in you. I'll see you tomorrow. Jazzy, you are my inspiration. Shout out to everybody who's been hanging out with us. Shout out to all the OG turtles. You guys are all my inspiration because if I did it, I know you guys can do it. I'll see you tomorrow.